What's going on this week in Nerf?
Welcome to This Week in Nerf, your source for first-party, third-party, and community Nerf news. I'm Adriana, and I'm sorry for being late this week, but, you know, things happen. But I'm glad you're here because there are so many new things on shelves, so many community releases, and a ton of leaks. Let's get to it. We'll start off with what is on shelves now. The Rival Curve Shots Helix is now available, and we also have internals picks from people who have already picked it up. 20-round hopper actually holds up to 31 rounds, which is pretty cool. And then there's Dragon Power. I expected to have to wait for this one, but we didn't. And also we've learned it's a D&D tie-in. I guess of all the Hasbro properties, that's a pretty cool one. I mean, and just dragons are cool. Both the Ember Strike and the Fire Shot were already found on shelves. The Ember Strike is really, really pretty. There's some subtle translucent plastic, and it's just awesome. There's some hidden storage in there for 8 darts that folds out of the stock. Super cool. And some people's Ember Strikes have been hitting pretty hot. 80 FPS for a Nerf brand blaster? Not too shabby. And Slamfire is confirmed. Super cool. The Fire Shot, not to be left out, has a really, really nice shell too. Storage for 4 darts all along the spines of the knuckle duster, and internally it's a Fire Strike, just a prettier one. And the Skyblaze bow was also spotted, though we haven't seen internals for that one yet. Probably like a lightning bow. I am super stoked to get my hands on that one. Bows are so cool. There are reports trickling in of flip shots being seen on shelves as well. There was a Flip 8 that was seen in Walmart Canada, and Dr. Flux recently reviewed the Flip 16. The outlook for that was not super great. The flipping mechanism often overturned, and so we'd have to fix it with everything. I was really excited for this series. I love a good gimmick, but the gimmick has to work, and it doesn't seem like that's the case if all of them are going to be like Dr. Flux's was. And between 45 and 60 FPS is quite a huge spread for a stock blaster. I don't know how I feel about that. And in happier news though, Dart Zone, Max Striker, and Max Darts are also available on Target shelves early. Super great. That's basically the Target version of a Nexus. Hits super hard. It's beautiful blaster. We did a review. There's a whole review if you want to know more about that one. Just watch it. And alongside the Striker, Max Darts have also showed up on shelves. It's $14.99 for 150 short darts only at Target. These are slightly lighter than Adventure Force Pros, which might contribute to the higher FPS, but are they better than Adventure Force Pros for our uses? I guess we'll have to wait and find out once I can finally get my hands on one of those big buckets instead of the 10, I think, that came with the Striker. I can tell you one thing for sure, they are way easier to find on grass. Piggy came through with some hands-on info about the Dart Zone Pro Mark III, their new flywheeler blaster. The thing everyone was wondering about was the batteries. What powers this thing? 8 AA batteries. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh no, AA's. 8 AA's is 9.6 volts. That's between a 2 and a 3S if we were thinking in LiPo terms. That's fine, and you can buy them at Walmart, which is awesome. It's getting 130 to 140 FPS on half lengths, and in the full auto mode, it's getting 2 darts per second, which is definitely controllable, and the speed is great for super stock battles. The included darts are recolored bamboos. This yellow might be easier than the other bamboos to find on grass, so we'll see about that. I'm looking forward to it. The blaster works well with both Worker Talons and the Outer Darts Tachi mags on both the semi and the full auto modes. This stock is a standard buffer tube stock, just like on the Nexus and the Mark 1.1. The orange muzzle piece in the front is not removable. It looks kind of cool, but I know some people do like a sleeker form. And the grip is rubberized, so it should be super comfy. Something that fell through the cracks last time, but I still think you should know about, Silly Butts created this line of Slamfire kits for Slug's Caliburn and Talonclaw variants, and it looks super fun to use. Luckily, it requires very minimal hardware, just a rubber band, a takedown pin, and a 440 screw. It replaces a lot of the printed parts that come with the blaster, and it has a really low profile, and that means it's going to be compatible with a lot of the shrouds and other accessories that people have made to enhance the Caliburn and Talonclaw platforms. It can still be deprimed if you want to, just by pressing on the Slamfire sear, which is a really, really clever design. He's also currently working on a version for compatibility with the Devil Z magazine. Looking forward to it. Out of Dart's Little Rocket family grew with the release of the Crooked Cousin. This is a blaster that doubles as an angled foregrip, or could still work as a pump grip if you're really careful not to hit the trigger. It essentially primes like a jolt, and then it fires using a bar on the back of it. It's compatible with all of the Little Rocket barrels and triggers, so you can fire practically anything, and Hyper, Vortex, and Demolisher rocket barrels will be available soon. We'll see when that is. And what's interesting about this thing is it's surprisingly not as simple as just bending the Little Rocket's barrel. It went through a ton of iterations to figure out how to print this thing consistently and efficiently in terms of performance and, you know, print time and all of that. And the final version was actually inspired by the function of the zinc and the gecko, so that's pretty cool that everybody's just grabbing the good bits of everything and sticking it into one. This will be available in the standard range of colors at outofdarts.com, and it features a couple of accessory options of its own. You can find it for $24, again, outofdarts.com. And in more community releases, Foam Knight has released his newest blaster, the XE. It is an itty-bitty mag and grip pistol that uses backwards talons. It's a really interesting solution to that problem. It hits 100-120 FPS, which is not too bad for this itty-bitty thing. And it's got Slamfire. I don't know why you need Slamfire on a pistol, but it's cool, so put it in. Awesome. And Foam Knight also says it's a pretty easy prime, which I always like. There are several upgrades that are planned for it. There's going to be some space in the back for a work-in-progress top rail upgrade, as well as an angled talon version. Longer barrels will also be available shortly after the release, because there is a lot of air ready to be harnessed and just changed into dart velocity. The files for this blaster are free on Thingiverse, or you could buy the hardware for $34.99. The assembled blaster is $74.99. You know what time it is. Rapid Strikes. All of the X-Shot blasters you know and love are now gold. Initially, we thought this coloring was going to be limited to the Reflex 6, but according to some earlier leaks, the Hawkeye and Kickback will also be available in premium gold. Essentially, that means they'll be in a color scheme similar to the Chaos Royale blasters, which looked awesome. There's no word yet on price or availability. The Mark II might be going international. Nerf wiki user Unity Garden NEO leaked a photo of the MK2 Korea edition. It appears to include the yellow bamboo darts that will come with the Mark III, and again, price and availability is unknown. D-Dart delivers! The Hailstorm and the Twin Tornado will be available next month on Amazon and Target, plus the D-Dart Pro has been found on Target shelves. Worker is coming out with new Springer darts. These have orange heads and black foam. Supposedly they have denser foam than usual and are meant to work in 13mm barrels like the Swifts. Speaking of 13mm barrels, anodized Kuriaka 13mm barrels are now available. They have a special coating that helps resist wear, and they're available in orange and this snazzy orange-purple fade. This looks awesome. And now, it's what everybody's been waiting for. A ton of Nerf leaks and reveals. Oh gosh, there's so many. Discord user Crafto posted target listings of what appear to be some recolored 2020 rival blasters. So there's a blue roundhouse, a red charger, and a blue takedown. That makes each of them available in the opposite team's colors for the same price as the original. The finisher was not on this list, so we're not sure if that will have a recolor just yet. Also in rival news, Chicken Master 99 shared pictures of two more mysterious rival listings. Rival Spring 1 and Rival Spring 2. That'll go for $20.99 and $12.59 respectively. And we have no idea what these are. Are they springers? Will they release in the spring? There's no way to know. yet. Also, Ghostbusters News on YouTube showed off images of the Ghostbusters Mini Puffed Popper. That'll be $20.99 and will release in fall 2021. That was first leaked in September, and I think it was codenamed the Main Sloth Popper, which Mini Puffed Popper is a much better name. It's a hamp that shoots foam marshmallows. No word on compatibility with real marshmallows. Mega XL has been confirmed in real life! An anonymous Singaporean shared our first look at the actual Mega XL darts, and it's really hard to tell scale from this photo, but it seems to be about in line with the box art that we saw last episode. They are huge, and I cannot wait to get hands-on with them. Speaking of new ammo types, the Ultra Pinpoint now has a home outside of the Ultra Select. The Ultra AccuStrike Focus has been spotted. This is an Amazon exclusive, no price known quite yet. It'll come with 10 of the Ultra AccuStrike darts and the first N-Strike stock that we've seen in the Ultra series. And the slick red shell details look way better than the amp did, and I really hope they continue with these good color schemes instead of that hideous gold. And still on the topic of Ultra and the AccuStrike refills, there has been a leak of the AccuStrike refills. Entertainment Earth has them listed for release in August. 20 darts for $10.99, which is the same price as the regular 20 dart refill pack. Of course, we can't go off these prices exactly because Entertainment Earth tends to be a little bit higher, so take that as speculation anyway. And if you want to see a blaster from the past, well, this is the Star Wars Scout pistol. It's back. This is the Scout Trooper EC-17 that'll be releasing tentatively in August for $16.99. It's a really simple pullback single shot with space for 2 darts in the grip. And that's a throwback to the OG Skinner Scout pistol. I really am excited for playing with this one. Did you think that we're done? Because we're not. The leaks just never end. There's a new line. We've had Nerf and Roblox, and now it's time for Nerf and Minecraft at Target. So there's a whole bunch of different names that we've seen. The Garcia for $10.99. The Doer, or Doer, who knows, for $10.99. Gordon for $10.99. Socks Shilling for $20.99. And a Socks Carlton for $26.49. That leak didn't have Minecraft in the name, but the names itself are too similar to not think that. These have to be code names, right? Because I don't think there's anything in Minecraft that matches up with this. Maybe some dev names. At the $10.99 price, I'm guessing microshots for the majority of these. But either way, I'm interested. What are these going to be? And there's still just a couple more releases too. The Nerf Raptor Slash for $15.99. Dino Squad isn't dead. There's going to be more of them. Hooray! Maybe it'll be Melee. Who knows? And then there's the Laser Strike 2-pack for $29.99. And Gem Sapphire. I don't know what that is. And they spelled Sapphire wrong. This could be anything. I am so looking forward to seeing what most of this stuff is. There's just so many leaks this week. And now, it's finally happened. We made it all the way to the end of the video where we do the mod of the week. And this week, it goes to Shane CC with this lever action takedown. They made a slick printed kit that just transforms a takedown from pump action to lever action, and it is awesome. There's no shell cutting required. It's literally just the printed kit. It looks like you can flick to prime or do the Terminator prime, which just looks like so much fun. The pump grip is replaced with a super fancy looking, just regular foregrip, and the priming mechanism itself links inside to the lever arms. It was made by the same team that made that Zhangji break action shell pistol, which I loved that too. And they're working on a lever action Saturn kit, so I'm excited to see that in the future. And this is just so cool. We haven't seen very many lever action mechanisms, and for it to work this well on the takedown spring, that's awesome. So maybe after we're done with the bow fads, we can move on to the lever action fad and make some more cowboy blasters. I don't like actually using them because they hurt the back of my hand, but I love watching people play with them. It looks like so much fun, and then it hurts my hand. But it's cool, and thank you so much for sharing. We did it! We made it to the end of the Nerf news. That's all I got for you this time. Thank you so much for watching. As usual, the links to everything that I talked about are down in the description with the like button, subscribe button, and the comments. Sorry again for this coming up so late. Things happen sometimes. But I really appreciate you guys sticking around and tuning in every other week, Monday, 9 a.m., 10 Pacific, most of the time. Thanks. Bye.